Welcome to the Dice Box and Tombstone Blues. Previously, after some personal bits of grief, pain, and associated bullshit, this bunch of absolute yahoos, let's face it, in one way or another, they're basic yahoos, did manage to remove the toad demon thing that caused them so much trouble at the homestead they were staying in, and are now basically in the center of town, just around about, it's twilight more or less at this point. And basically doing a what next. Their mission to find the preacher man and whatever he's got protecting him. Last time I checked, we'll have to check and see if that's still the plan. Use Cassie as bait and probably get her to jam Redeemed Heart of Shininess into him while they deal with whatever else is being chucked in that general direction. Because apparently it was either that or have Aloy make like some kind of slingshot thunk, or turn it into a ballistic ammo in some other way, and that just... She'd be willing to try, we all know it.
I would mount that thing onto the front of a rocket and build an RPG out of it.
Yeah, okay. So yes, currently you are in the center of town with much less in the way of toad, and it's quite quiet.
Jillian takes a deep breath and looks around and then starts moving towards the church.
Okay.
Wait up.
We're, I mean, we could just go stomping in, but... Just looks at Reba. You can be an owl. Why aren't you saying it then? Why are you making me say it? Is it because I'm small and she probably won't glare at me the same way?
Well, she'll actually listen to you.
She listened to...
Reba, would you please?
I'll scout out. So yeah, Reba will step a little bit away from everybody, just into owl shape.
That's so neat.
Preens a little.
Yeah, you're not the only one who thinks that. The math alone has me curious for days.
Preens a little and puffs up a little at the compliment from Cassie. Just sort of feathers, kind of.
And then well, hold. She leans down, holds out a hand. Do you want to launch?
Wait, they can't nod. So she just kind of bobs forward.
And she does the hawker thing of just...
So flap, flap, flap. And then after a few moments, you don't hear anything anymore because owl. Even though she would be close enough to hear, still. And then we'll go up to get a fair bit of height to basically circle a few times the church.
Yeah. There doesn't seem to be anything around the church on the outside anyway. Give me a perception check.
An 8.
Yeah, no, you're staying too far up at this point, and you're still kind of getting used to how an owl sees the world. So,
Mm-hmm. This is only the second time I've done this, so
yeah, you're basically just seeing, I mean, roof, the marred graveyard. But again, it's all outside because you know you
I'll
you're staying too far up.
yeah. Realizing that, I will as I'm circling, I'm like, I'm not going to land on it. This is all internal, but I'm going to get a little lower, and she will sort of, as she's circling, gradually bring the spiral lower, both looking for anything out of the ordinary from the church itself, but also I don't really know how you would be able to brace at all in midair, but sort of trying to be aware of any change in the wind or anything like that, because she doesn't know what this guy's got. He's already exhibited some serious weird fucking whammy, and she's like, I'm gonna fly into something at this rate with my luck. So she's also kind of bracing herself in case of that.
Okay, give me another perception check.
22.
Yeah, the most you're getting is that the air is remarkably still. You haven't done this much, but you've got used to the fact that you're having to use updrafts, downdrafts, and even the mildest changes of air. The air in this area is not moving. And it's at the top of a hill. So that's... yeah.
Yeah, like that's weird. Okay, yeah, she would. Yeah, that makes. Yeah,
And
she'd
there's...
make note of that. She's having to make a lot more effort to.
keep airborne, yes.
So okay.
And the other thing that she's noticing is, I mean, nothing moving outside of the church, but inside there's a large shadow moving in what seems to be a kind of a prowling motion. You just see it go past the windows.
Okay. Given the increased effort because of the air, she won't do much beyond that, and break off and fly back around to land nearby.
Yeah, given it's from an elevated point, you can just finish and glide down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then she'll, as the owl, she kind of hunkers in just a little bit, and then
That is
ow.
still so neat.
She's stretching like.
Are you all right?
The air is literally not moving, so there were barely any. Well, there wasn't any updrafts or down or anything I could use. I had to flap a lot. Whew. Whew. Okay. The air is completely still. No movement outside. Nothing blatantly out of the ordinary.
But it's
nothing...
a hill. How do you not have air moving at the top of a hill?
Exactly.
Something
was...
unnatural's going on in there.
Yeah, and there's also something inside the church that is very large and prowling. I saw Shadow go in very much a prowling type motion going past the windows a few times.
He has another dragon.
It didn't. It looked more ground bound.
No,
Given that it was more prowling mammal.
Yeah, no. This was more. I can do Panther now, and it wasn't Panther, but it was land based, very prowling. It wasn't the dragon for all that it was big and scary. Yes, wouldn't have.
I think that was the only. I think that was only the one you could see.
Great. Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, there's rafters, there's other areas, yeah. But that's what was obvious.
I just mean there's more than one.
Right.
Just be careful of those.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one category marked.
But yeah. Aside from that, I didn't see much of anything. So no news is good news.
Hmm. We have to go in.
Oh
Either
yeah.
way.
Oh yeah. Trap or not, we're going in.
You didn't
Or
get a
we
you
stop
didn't get
at-
a you didn't get a look at the door, did you?
Not from the distance I was, no, unfortunately.
We don't know. Well, I guess nobody really cares if it's locked.
Or we stop outside and call him out.
Um,
I don't think I'll buy it.
No.
I hate to say this, but has he given you any indication that he's stupid?
Nope. I was just throwing the idea out there to just throw it
Have
out
it
there
said.
more than
That's
anything.
fair.
I mean, it's throwing out an idea is one thing, but you have more sense than that.
Fair enough. There was also the factor that you might be the one capable of making him absolutely furious enough to have a moment of stupid.
He still wouldn't come out. He'd open the door and let me in. Which, if... I mean, you're smart. If I go in the front way, there's big windows.
Hmm.
We could do that.
Definitely on the list. In fact, that's the way I prefer to go in anyhow. Muffin does kind of have the capacity to
Smash.
ignore windows.
Muffin ignores walls.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Boop, 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 boop,
Windows,
boop, boop.
walls.
Muffin ignores whatever Muffin decides Muffin wants to ignore.
Near ignores gravity.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Alright.
that's momentum.
That's fair.
We shouldn't dally too much longer.
But we shouldn't go in without some kind of plan either. And you've got a plan for the eventual what we're trying to do, but we don't have a plan for getting in and setting
that point.
ourselves up.
So, going in through the back is definitely not a bad idea at all. Now the question is, how do we approach? Like, are we going in big? Are we going in small? Are we going in quiet? You know,
I'm not going to be able to stay quiet for long, and it's church. There's not going to be much room to hide.
Well, approach-wise, I'm probably gonna see if it would it make any sense to go up the one of the other sides of the hill instead of straight up the path, because figure there's a path up straight to the front, but if we want to make the best of coming in from the sides, we don't want to all start up the path and then split up. We want to split and converge.
well, I mean, and then that begs the question: do we want to? How much splitting up do we want to do? Because there's 4 of us and 4 sides of the building. So,
Well, I have to go through the front way.
Right.
Mhm.
and by approaching the different sides, out of character, I don't remember if there's windows on the side or just the back and front.
Given you made a pretty good perception check, it's no windows at the back, but windows at the sides.
Okay. So, with windows being on either side, that on the way up, we might be able to see a little bit more. And there's no windows on the back, but again.
So
So-
1 to each side and 2 to the front then?
Cassie will go in on the front, and we'll go in on the sides. She'll distract him.
Or the
Well,
back,
you've
and the
got
back.
you've got two and two, really. We have Reba and Jillian,
Muffin
and we have
and-
you and
yeah.
Muffin.
Mm-hmm. Fair
Yeah.
enough. That'll work.
Yeah. No, you're right. Sorry, Muffin.
Boop boop. Boop.
Y'all are such a match set. For a moment there, I completely forgot. No, technically we do have 2 and 2. Sorry, Muffin.
Boop. Looks actually kind of proud to be considered, entire so much with his Aloy. Boop boop.
I'm gonna produce one of the various cloths or whatnot I use for buffing and just start.
Boop.
It's the Muffin equivalent of getting pets, basically.
You don't know how Muffin feels that, but apparently Muffin does.
Okay. Jillian, east side.
Mm.
All right. So, Ally, I think you're approaching from the west then.
Yep.
I think you guys are going to have to go through back gardens.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't see anything over in that area myself either. Like I said, the outside looked,
Too quiet.
too still, but everything is.
There's two still, and then there's the two still that's waiting for something to happen.
Yep.
There's a word for that.
I'm not sure it matters.
No.
It very much does not. We're sort of at the point where it's go through with the thing.
So we go quiet until we get there. Then
Well, if there's a thing or things, I think started as things and now is a thing. But if there's that, then it's guarding. And if it's that big, whatever's happening isn't happening in the church alone. We need to get below. And there'll be a way through. It'll want me there, but it won't want you.
And we'll deal with it.
But if you deal with it too soon, I'm right in the middle of it, and B, we don't necessarily know where we're going or where he is and what he's doing. You have
True.
to get below. Let
Right.
In
me.
addition, we need a signal for if any of us can see an instance where things are about to go, as in if if it's either an optimal time to start or things are looking like they're about to go pear-shaped and someone notices, but no, not everyone else does. Someone has to be able to. We all have to be able to signal, go now, go, 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 just in case. So we just need a signal for going loud, essentially. Because if we're sneaking up,
No, I get you. I'm trying to think of one. I mean, if it's me, I'm just going to start screaming.
yeah, I was about. I don't know if Reba would go that route out of character. I don't know if she because my first as a player, my first thought was be loud. When it's time to go loud, just be loud.
Because if nothing else, that being loud from one side will be a wait. What's that? Well, the other people.
So yeah,
Sometimes the best ways are the simplest ones. So I think either when I found a way down, or if somebody gets spotted, or something else bad happens.
and so we'll go in quietly to see where we're going, because that'll give you time to be escorted or shown the way or what have you, and we can
Basically,
follow.
so long as we can get a look in the windows without getting immediately spotted, we should be clear to.
They're stained glass.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to see much.
And that's what I mean, clear to get to the windows, because you did say we were going to have to go through side gardens, and who knows what's going to be coming up out of the ground.
Nothing we can take the time to deal with unless absolutely necessary.
That the point more being that we have to. This is the reason we're coming up with a lot of this is to.
Contingencies.
Yeah. Like, let's say I get held up. What are you two going to do? Go in from one side by yourselves?
Probably.
Jillian's not
Knowing
saying
them,
it.
yeah. I'm just making the point of, if you have to do that, what's the next potential hiccup?
This entire thing is fraught with
We're not.
hiccups.
Of course.
And we
It's
can't
just a
think,
good point to know them.
and we can't think of everything. Some things I think we're just gonna have to deal with.
The ancestors will figure it. Will point a way. They always have.
So that puts us down to go time then, yeah?
Pretty much.
Yep. Let me double check one thing real quick. Is 30 feet. Okay. Aloy, I think you might. If we're going up quiet, I was going to do what I could to make that a little easier, but
You're with Jillian. It's just me and nothing.
it only
Don't worry about it.
and it only extends 30 feet from me. So
Yeah, I remember it. I remember the whole thing of it being localized on you for the most part. We can, we'll improvise, and if anything, Muffin and I are particularly loud, so we're very good distractions.
yeah, that's
Boop, 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 boop.
it's actually not a. Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, if anybody's got a kid's gonna get spotted, I just be careful. Don't go
We do.
Don't go crossing any roads, because I don't want to have to come out there and drag you back. You know damn well I'm gonna.
Yep.
You guys are cute. It's good you found each other. You make a really good team. Just remember that support is there. Not just in fighty times. Maybe focusing a little on Jillian there. Maybe. A little bit.
Jillian does not say anything.
It's... Even when this is over, it isn't gonna be easy. You're gonna need each other. And again, not just for fights and food and
Frustration.
Repair work.
the Lord didn't make us to stand alone.
I know.
Then try to remember it sometimes. That's not just from me.
I'll try.
Right. If there isn't anything else, let's do this before I get too tired to actually do it. Because remember, she's still not doing all that well.
All right, then. Begin operation.
Okay. I would like both pairs of you to roll me stealth, please.
Jillian, do you want me to go ahead and at least
Yes.
cover us? All right, will do. So then, yeah, she'll take a moment and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay, so you two get plus 10. Yeah, these two more or less vanish into the shadows. Aloy and Muffin.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Doesn't need it.
And Muffin. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Holy damn it, Christmas!
Apparently, in one of Aloy's last upgrades, managed a certain amount of oiling of things and a stealth mode. So you guys don't hear any of the usual chunka chunka chunka. Just
Yeah, Reba will pause a moment and sort of listen a little and just sort of, well, damn. You're quieter than I'm being right now. Wait, I should shut up.
Yeah, Jillian's not pausing.
yep.
Oh, hells.
And both of you approach the various sides of the building, which I think so. If it was Reba and Jillian taking the east, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so that leaves you guys there. I'll swap you to the right map in a minute. I just, oop, no, not do that. There we go. Okay, and Muffin and Aloy. And find my, I have recently used. Should have recently used. Not in recently used anymore. Of course it's not. Loading, loading, loading. There we go. Okay, so you edge around the increasingly still and creepy air around the church. It involves a certain amount of clambering over back fences. And while you're not seeing anything that necessarily needs to be destroyed right now, partially because of the stealthiness of you and the fact that you know more or less what to avoid, there is some of the plant life looks weird. It's a bit dark to see exactly what, and you don't have time to examine or indeed come anywhere near it, but Some of the garden seems to be less actual plotted anything, and more these lumps of greenery that Reba thinks she might have seen before, and Aloy too, probably, for different reasons. And all they really know is avoid, avoid, avoid. Don't go anywhere near it. Just don't.
Yeah, it feels like the stuff we saw outside the last facility.
No, it feels worse. It feels like it's watching for something.
Oh, right. He upgraded.
So yeah, as we're going, not actually saying anything, but just getting Jillian's attention and pointing some of them out and just being like, "Don't go anywhere near it," just.
And I should probably. Okay, right, so. I'm just doing the fog of war thing because you're not really seeing very far in yet. And. Okay. Now we can move you to Church Map 1. You guys, after your various bits of chugging around, basically turn up around the outside of church building at around about the same time as Cassie gets to the door. Good thing about having be somebody with the sight is that they can time things pretty well around you if they have to. And you just get this. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, come on. Your assassin man couldn't get me. Your toad thing couldn't get me. You took everything else. I want a word. Make me a perception check, y'all. Just to... Not so much Muffin, because Muffin wouldn't be able to tell you this anyway.
20.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, it's Reba who hears the sound of the very solid sounding lock undoing and a set of chains hit pavement of some kind. Door creaks open a little bit. Then it slams shut, and there's this sound of chains moving apparently on their own. And a lock redoing itself. But you guys are at the windows now, so you're not seeing very far in. Yeah, I know. I'm
map is
getting to it.
Sorry.
Determining how far you guys can see. Because basically it's from the light from the windows. They're kind of mismatched windows. So mostly what you're seeing is broken pews. And there's certain... I mean, for Reba anyway, because she's got the decent perception check, there's a certain sense of shadows, that big thing that she saw earlier, and Cassie moving in sort of that direction. More or less herded by thing.
No, that's what I was mentioning, the map. That's just, I'm literally not seeing any map at all.
Well, you
It's entirely blank for me.
You should be, because is everybody else having that problem?
I'm not even on the map. I'm in the last one.
But I moved the players to the thing. The fuck?
Okay, it did blink there
Yeah.
a couple times, but now it's still completely blank.
But it shouldn't be because I did the thing.
For me, it's still the previous map. I'm going to refresh real quick.
Yeah, could you guys refresh? Because
Yeah, let me
this
do that.
isn't...
I've got it completely zoomed out, so loading.
Settled in proper this time.
There it is.
I think there must have been some kind of a bug out on our end.
So it would appear. So...
One moment. Let me zoom back out.
Smeagol, sorry, Noms, have you got the right map?
Yeah, I'm seeing the church and
Yep.
still.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. At least we know now, because again, I'll let you know when that happens. But if it's if it's not something that's happening on my end, then obviously just like refresh.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you're not seeing very far. You're seeing broken pews, and actually, in all fairness, you're probably not seeing that corner either, really. But you're seeing broken pews, and again, because Reba is the one with the decent perception, and she's seeing the little shadow that is Cassie. And as Cassie enters the place, sees just a little bit more clearly that shadow. There's a barbed tail, and while it's still very much a hunter-cat kind of posture, part of the reason it threw her at first now seems to be that it's also got wings. And she moves, and the little shadow moves. It leaves line of sight fairly quickly, but while it was there, even Jillian could see it with her crap-ass perception check. The only time Aloy sees anything is when Cassie moves through that little bit of... just at the edge of her field of view through what used to be a rather nice stained glass window. Now it's a bit grubby. And vanishes into shadow in that kind of direction. So kind of there-ish. So she's found down.
Turning to Jillian. Whatever's in there is big, has wings, and a nasty looking tail. And Cassie, well, apparently down is, she'll kind of point in the general direction of through the window. So,
And that's where we need to go.
all right. How do you want to get through the window here?
Takes a deep breath and draws her gun.
While that's happening, because Aloy was the first one who was talking about loud, and it was in Muffin's hearing that they said the plan was, when Cassie went to the down place or something worse happened, loud was supposed to happen. And Muffin, being not entirely indestructible, but still the window smasher, boop, 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 smash through through this thing.
I would hope appropriately backs up for the 20-foot full charge to yeet through the window.
Yeah, so it's just like Aloy sees Muffin back up. It's like Muffin, 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 smash.
He's like, wait, Muffin. Muffin. Fuck it. I'm jumping in after.
And okay, well, you guys have a window to get through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that this particular fight is going to be a little bit longer than the 15 minutes that we have before official break time. And I require more coffee, so we break now. We do fighty things because I've homebrewed Manticore for this. And we're back with Muffin having charged directly into the fray, insofar as the fray is a thing. So I would... I just remove Cassie from there because she's not going to be in this one. I would like you all to roll initiative, please. Uh,
1 second. Fighting with character sheet resizing. Alright. That's my initiative. That can be sent to the tracker if you need it.
just roll for Muffin, and I'll make my notes. It's easier with you guys because there's only a few of you. Yeah. Okay. So. So then there's Reba. And then there's Aloy. And there's Jillian. Then there's Muffin. Okay. So yeah, you guys can't actually see anything yet, so I'm just gonna... Actually, I'm gonna leave Aloy outside, because following will be her action. But what she does see is, well... She doesn't see much because she's still kind of outside, but she does see Muffin having charged in, and she can lean through the window. There's still a fair bit of shadow as she sees this very large cat-ish, lion-ish thing with wings, basically land on Muffin. What's Muffin's AC?
Muffin's AC is 18.
Okay, so bite misses. Actually, no, wait. Crap. Yeah, bite misses. Claw misses. Second claw does hit for 6 points of slashing damage. So you just see this dark, shadowy, winged lion thing getting trying to maul Muffin, but because Muffin is largely metal, it's mostly, that scraping sound of claws on metal. But you do hear at one point where there's a certain amount of chunk where there's actually digging through. Boop! Reba! You have actual glass in your way, by the way, so one of y'all, the first action is going to have to be breaking a sizable enough hole in a window to get in.
Mm-hmm. What is the wall of the church? I'm assuming it's a wooden building.
Stone, actually.
In which case,
Somebody's pulling a Froseth.
I'm going to step to the side of the window.
Well, you're already at the
And
side of the window because
okay.
you see that shadow?
Uh-huh.
That's the shadow of the stained glass. That pink block.
Oh, I see it now. Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
the angle.
those
I
are
couldn't see the angle.
those are the lanterns, and that's the light from the stained
And I
glass.
see where I'm standing. Okay, in which case she's going to reach out, touch the wall, speak a couple of words, and basically like peel the wall open.
Yeah.
And stone shape.
Given a little bit of a nudge, you can knock the window in. So there's smash, at which point y'all can probably see in about now properly, or at least far enough in to. Yeah, from where you are now, you're seeing very large lion sort of thing with bat wings and that nasty spiked tail mauling Muffin. So
that was her action.
Yep.
She's not stepping in yet, but she is going to see this thing, look at it, and go, "What in the hell's are you?"
It does turn and.
Because that was said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's, well, damn. And turns to Jillian and goes, "Go to."
Well, first of all, Aloy, you're seeing Muffin getting. I mean, you're not seeing all that much, although you can sort of peek. There's more jagged glass in your kind of situation because the stained glass windows on that side are bigger, so it didn't knock the entire frame out. It just smashed a muffin-sized hole through it. So there's bits of jagged glass, ping ping falling down the thing. But you are seeing that maul Muffin.
Can I follow Muffin through the hole?
You can follow Muffin through the hole. So you just kind of pink. Climb in.
I want a better look.
Carefully. Yeah, and you're seeing that.
All right. Gonna come to Muffin's rescue. But first, there's this. I guess, to borrow a term Hazel would use, blasphemy cat. So I'm going to make my way around to this pew, or this corner of this busted one.
Yeah, at least half of them are smashed, because this thing's been roaming around in there. Okay.
And I'm gonna line up shot.
What did you have it set to? Because I know you were...
Lightning.
Yeah, I thought you were switching modes from lightning because the...
That was from thunder.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because thunder thunder had been negated before, so I just went, screw it, let's just go back to default and hope this hits. Aloy's arcane artillery is now firing.
And
17.
That misses. It lowers a wing and... Psst.
Okay, take another shot, spin up lightning beam.
That hits, roll damage. Okay, so... Bonus action?
I think I have much in the way of that, so... Yep.
Okay. Jillian, the window fell in, and you look in, and Reba has just gone, you go too. And you're seeing that bit of demon spawn oversized floof cat.
Jillian heads in with the grit point to shoot at advantage.
Are
and
you first of all, are you heading in, or
Yes,
so where are you moving to?
just right inside.
Boink. So you're still blocking the window.
Yeah. Oh no! To make sure Reba can get in and do the did I shot and a
Wait, if you're making sure Reba can get in, do you want to find cover, or
here's what meager cover is left of a broken bench. She's not expecting it to do much.
fair? Okay, go forth.
And a searing smite. I'd say I didn't click advantage, but
I mean, you don't get much
No,
more.
no, you really don't need to. Shame you still blew the grip point. Roll damage.
In my head, I'm just going to say the grit point was the reason for that.
Yeah,
That's
I was gonna say don't bother with the fire damage
no, that's good.
because the fire damage does nothing.
Oh, that's not so good.
I mean,
why
wait, hang on.
Little-
Was that the?
The 1d6 is from the smite.
No. The. I'm asking silver or lead. You need to keep track.
Silver.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, so yeah, that did it a significant damage, and now it turns and roars at you.
She shoots again.
Okay. Roll damage. Yeah. So that one does not do the kind of damage you think it should. And it obviously still hurts it, but it does not do the kind of damage you think it should. Very briefly, make me an intelligence check. Lead's probably not going to do much to this thing. Like, at all.
Okay.
Bonus act? No, because you used a bonus
No,
action.
she did that.
Yep. Muffin.
In the glorious words of Muffin, boop 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 boop. And since backing off would leave its combat radius, not going to charge, but just going to continue trying to whop.
Okay. Nope.
That's a giant nope. And Muffin doesn't really do much else, so one of these days I'll hit Muffin with more smash kit, but not yet.
Okay then. Which point the Manticore... Which I guess that's what we might as well call... Okay, so... Yeah. Nothing for Muffin. Okay, no, that's not good. Could Jillian please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh boy.
This is going to be a problem. You Yeah. Let's roll the good old 1d6 and see what happens to you as a result of the manticore's poison. Yep, you are blinded.
Hmm.
And that's number 2. The first one bounced right off Muffin because Muffin not so much. What's Aloy's AC?
My AC is 15.
Oh dear.
I don't exactly have AC. I'm an artillery cannon.
Yeah, you're also blinded.
Wait, don't I have to make a save?
Oh, sorry, yes you do. Sorry. It's Constitution save. Please roll slightly better than she did.
15?
No, you're blinded. Just.
Yeah, I had a
Only
feeling.
Only just. You're looking at a 16 for save for that. So, yeah, that's its go. It flung one at Muffin and blink. Looked a little bit peeved. Flung one at Jillian. That got her in more shirt than jacket, and yeah, and you're not feeling very well, and your vision is kind of gray foggy, and Aloy, same thing. Reba, all you know is they got hit by a thing.
Still not stepping in proper.
Actually, hang on.
Wait.
One thing I did actually forget is the actual damage. So that's 6 points of poison damage and 8 points of piercing damage for Jillian and 5 points of poison damage and 9 points of piercing damage for Aloy.
Ouch.
And,
Okay.
And Muffin just poink.
Reba will step one square up, so she's in front of the window proper. Well, I'm assuming actually all the space here is pretty well open anyway, given I ripped out a good chunk of the wall. But
not that much. You around the window frame, so it's about a 5 foot bit. But
okay, well now I can see better into the room. So now, she will. Well, hell, since we're not dealing with him yet, and says a couple of words and conjure animals, and it's going to be again her old standard, or what has become her standard: 2 bears. Because I think a giant bear is too high a challenge rating for her to do.
probably.
If I recall correctly, and a bear is
Can
as a single.
Can you make me? I'll use your con. So 2 con saves.
Okay. One moment. Let me get over. There it is. Okay. 6 and 4.
The bears appear, and then they kind of keel over, die, and vanish. The stillness of the air apparently is nothing can grow, nothing can really live. You guys are different because you're a little bit beyond your average natural wildlife or fae anything. If they'd been strong enough, they would have managed, but in this case, you're finally figuring out what that air stillness means. There's no real connection to any crossroad, but one you don't want to deal with. So you try to pull them through, and they kind of come, and then they're just like... Pfft. So you guys see 2 bears turn up and then kind of die and then vanish.
Yeah, and hells, we nothing, and the air is we're the only road here is death.
Well, shit.
Do you
So
have
that's-
do you have a bonus action?
I do, and what I will do, I'll use my bonus action to activate Spirit Totem.
Do you remember what I said about the only crossroad is the only road?
But but they're not alive.
No, but they're still a part of the spirit world.
Ah, okay.
They're
She would've known that, so never
directly
mind.
part of the spirit world. I
She
mean,
didn't- yeah, and she didn't know that.
she probably reached out to try and wait. What the fuck happens if? Actually, can you give me a wisdom check, please, as a your bonus action?
13.
Just about enough. That hunk of nasty ghost rock is here, but in and of itself was too small. But what happens if he made it grow? You're getting that feeling that this is expanded. Maybe this is not necessarily the thing you need to be killing.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to go ahead and say, because there isn't much else that I would do instead of that as a bonus action, so I'm going to say that she thought of doing that, thought better of it, and then made that connection. So now she's also adding to this that the air and all of that is from the ghost rock. He potentially made it grow because it was a crystal, it wasn't rock, and so she's going to flag up. Remember, the ghost rock is actually crystal. He probably.
This is longer than 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So think of something. Also, remember you have a bow.
But I already cast.
Yeah, I mean for later on
Yes.
usage is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So okay. Anyway.
Thankfully, I'm pretty sure that Jillian does have a lesser restoration.
I don't.
Well, you should anyway. I meant.
Well, if she does.
I meant to provide it.
Okay.
Because you're effectively a paladin, so you can use your lay on hands in the same way. That's why I didn't actually put it there. There you go.
She's out of lay on hands.
Well, it's your fault for blowing it, so it's interesting. Okay, fine. So you have a choice of using your action to make another Constitution save, or shoot blind. Actually, no, it's Aloy's go next anyway. So keep that in mind for your next turn. Aloy, you really don't have any other option but shoot blind.
No, I could try to make a con save.
You can. Sorry, yes, you can. That's kind of what I meant, but
Yeah, just hey.
yeah, it's like I've had my vision fucked with before. It's not happening again.
I need to see to do the math, you massive fuzzy asshole.
and Reba hears this, and so she's wise enough. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, she
Well, no,
she can't see Jillian's face, but she's been blinded before, so
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's Aloy's action. Aloy can now see. Bonus action. Is there anything she can do?
Checking some stuff. Most of my stuff is utility, and it's all actions.
Okay.
So unfortunately, yep.
Jillian.
Okay, the Blessed Restoration is a second level.
Well, that's the thing. The reason you
That's
would
what-
have had lesser restoration is because it goes with your lay on hands.
Okay, then Jillian.
Five points of lay on hand should be use of lesser restoration, and given how, so it's either fire blind or con save. Firing
okay.
blind is disadvantage.
Yeah, she's gonna fire.
And you're
This.
back on silver, so that's
Yep.
something.
Ooh.
And still hits. Roll damage. Okay, so that's that just misses.
Okay. And that will be it.
Yeah. Reba's perceptive enough. She knows that everybody misses sometimes, but that's not Jillian's usual precision. Muffin.
Much booping, much smash.
Still 11.
Clearly not.
Yeah. Manticore's.
And Muffin doesn't do much else, so.
Yep. Well, Muffin will actually be getting an attack of opportunity in a minute because Manticore's had about enough of you. So if Muffin would like to make an attack of opportunity, that actually hits. Roll damage. Nice.
Bonk.
Manages to crunch this thing's tail rather badly. Not enough to damage the spines, unfortunately, but enough to cause it some moderately significant damage. So, yeah, that's going to be 1 bite, 2 claws. So, gimme. Your AC is
15.
18, was it?
15.
15. I thought you had.
None of us have high AC.
But you gave her extras or something. Okay, no, that's gonna be a problem. Jillian can't actually see, which is probably just as well, because the mouth of it. Reba gets a look and sees that the teeth in this thing shark, and several rows, which is why.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so that.
And the breath.
So that's 10 piercing, 6 slashing, 9 slashing. That's 25 points of damage total.
Okay.
So Jillian's not looking at all well. Reba! You've seen Spot do this to rats.
Yeah. Okay. Reba's stepping forward to get behind Jillian within reach. And
If you're using Healing Word, you still don't have to.
oh, I know, but I'm using more than Healing Word.
Okay.
Thank you. Because Healing Word is bonus action. So first thing she does is, oh, hell nah, and that's the Healing Word onto Jillian.
At
So
what
let me go-
level? Remember to always declare your level before you roll it.
Yep, I'm not actually rolling it. I'm just scrolling to it. Okay. That is going to be 27 points, and it is 24. So 4th level, I believe.
I mean, it's unfortunately because of this whole mess, it's not like you can cast much else.
We've blown so many resources and not rested for the better part of, what, 3 days now?
No, you got along.
No,
you
yeah,
you,
I'm-
you got
I got-
along.
One day, maybe.
So that's an additional 15 points back, and then I will also cast as my action. Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. Overkill, but greater restoration.
It'll still do it.
So
What the nums?
That came out.
I'm not sure why that happened.
What?
whoa.
Ignore it.
Okay,
Okay.
that's bizarre. But
Yeah, that's
okay, yeah,
it's
sure.
kind of
But,
hard
yeah.
to ignore, but there it is.
Greater restoration. Let me go ahead and put the spell card up real quick. I think it's that button. Yeah. So wait. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. Exhaustion. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah,
Okay.
it can undo a debilitating effect. It'll do.
Yeah.
You don't usually need it for. I don't think you normally need it for blindness, but
In this case.
it's what you have.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I was just looking
And
at.
it's
yeah.
zip. And Jillian, basically, Jillian first feels her, all of a sudden, nasty wounds, all of a sudden knit up, and then she hears the hell nah, and feels better, and then feels the hand on her shoulder, and then sees the shark maw that just did all that damage to her. Basically, right on up in her face.
Yeah, he's hand in the back. A couple of words for the greater restoration, and the Reba going, "Don't breathe too deep. This thing's breath stinks."
She figured that one out. She's it blindness, not anosmia.
Teeth.
Yeah.
Yes, so that Jillian probably doesn't even know what a shark is. So
No.
she has never seen. She's seen a lot of nasty teeth, but never like this. Because seriously, it's the whole rows of them. Aloy.
Okay, I am going to try and thread my way over here.
Blink. Actually, you're close enough now, I think, that you at least can see the start of an altar of some description and a set of stairs. That must be where Cassie went.
I hate underground labs. I'm gonna point this point thunder cannon at this thing's ass.
We're back to rebels. Shoot it in the butt.
I'm gonna lightning cannon it right up the butt.
You're pulling an Ashley. Okay, roll. Roll damage. And yes, for those of you who don't know, this was a tactic used on a dragon, except it was guiding bolt. So she really was just going, I'm gonna guiding bolt him right up the butt. It really was.
And actually nailed him directly in target sphincter.
Okay, so that's
Right in the exhaust vent.
Oof.
yeah, this thing is not looking particularly healthy, by the way. Just so that you're aware.
Good.
Bonus action? No.
Still have a second attack.
Oh, of course of course you do. Okay, so yeah, this thing is looking even worse.
Ew. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, you guys are just yeah, zot.
Whew, that's a smell that's going to linger.
Jillian, you can see now. It's very, very close.
Jillian makes a distress noise and fans the hammer.
And I think you're on silver now, so roll
Yep.
damage. Okay.
One more. Nope.
Yep. Hang on.
Always glad when
And
red goes out the window.
your next I'm gonna give you bonus action is gonna have to be reload
Mm-hmm.
because you've
Yeah.
run
Don't
out
have
of.
anything else, anyways.
Just hang on. Yeah, although that first shot was, that's the thing, it blew out some of the teeth, but more of them kind of leaned back in to take its place.
It's got a ka-chink.
Yeah, this just keeps happening. Muffin.
Well, now that Muffin is out of combat range, that's enough to back up and full-on charge. Also at target sphincter.
Okay, well, let me just see if there's enough actual space. You can
Would have been back to here and then forward.
5, 10, 15, because yeah, it'd have to be
20
there.
feet in a straight line.
Yeah, but that's in it. That's in it. So it'd have to be there, and I'm gonna need him to make a dex save.
I don't know if this is save or check, but I'm clicking the dex button on the sheet.
I mean, he backs up, and he can happily keep charging, but that lantern that was on the wall is knocked off the wall. And this church is not in very good shape. And fire is starting to spread. Muffin, charge.
All right. Meet.
Roll damage.
All right.
Chunka, chunka,
That's
chunka, chunka, chunka.
base damage and 2d8.
Okay, I'm... Okay. Cause I'm probably
Did
a bit...
Muffin kill it?
Cause I'm a little bit better at this, I think, than you are. Muffin backs up. You don't even notice the lantern thing at first. Because all you see is Muffin charge, butts this manticore, sends him flying through the wall, and you just hear the thump, crunch, crack, cracks as he lands at the bottom of the hill.
Muffin
Which,
just blasted over their head.
well, no, more along the side. It's just like, there's Jillian pointing the gun at him, and all of a sudden, boom! Like in cartoons, you just and boom, boom,
Full on
boom.
Looney Tunes. Yes.
Although I would like both, because again, this church is not in very good shape, and now there's several pieces of that wall missing. I would like for Jillian and Reba to make dex saves.
19.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. Yeah, Jillian takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage as bits of wall fall. Reba manages to get out of the way, and Aloy's gonna want to move because that bit of floor's on fire.
Shit, fuck, towards altar.
Yeah, now that there's more light, you're seeing what they replaced the usual church altar with. You don't know what I mean, that's an actual skull. It's not been carved at anything. You just don't know what it belongs to. But that's what these people have apparently been praying to.
Tick tock. Son of a Protestant whore!
And of course, you have some flavor of Protestant, mildly concussed, mind you.
Jillian's a little bit distracted, and she's shambling in a this-away direction, gives the altar a cursory look for anything other than skulls.
Give me a perception check. Anybody else who's,
There we go.
I want to see what the fuck this is, and is that my damn rock?
Well, there is a piece of Aloy's damn rock in that bowl over there. Seems to be red gleams in the eyes as well. So, clearly bits.
How well do I notice that, if at all?
You notice the one on the altar, but it's only Jillian that sees the ones that have been set into the eye sockets.
Reba's looking over at the floor to see how much the fire is catching on anything, if it is, and how big's it gotten to this point?
It's at this point. Give me a perception check. I mean, you don't so much need it for the fire exactly, but
11.
yeah, currently you're more on the fire is spreading. Any further considerations are not happening right at this precise moment. The floor is burning merrily. The walls are stone, but there's a certain amount of burnable in the mortar, so things are starting to catch. There's the pews. There's the tattered runner of carpet. But this place is gonna go up pretty soon.
Okay, we either need to move or we need to put this out.
Jillian moves for the stairs.
Oh, hells.
Okay, are you all following?
I'm trying to remember if any of the various chemicals I have could be turned into a flame retardant if mixed with my poison spray.
Okay, make me an intelligence check. And I'll roll the hand of fate.
Roger, roger. Nat 20!
Yeah,
Oh.
this is where you curse yourself for the fact that every time you've ever collected chemicals for anything, you've made them so they accelerate. Boom.
And just I'm looking at pop the gauntlet. Looking at the chemical. Fuck!
Although with a nat 20, you do have water skins. It might not stop it. It might not entirely put it out, and certainly won't at the rate things are going. But it'll slow it down, and you'd best, because the smoke is going to be down there as well, and while your enemy is down there, so is A, gods only know what other kind of, God and ancestors only know what kind of equipment, and B, Cassie.
Hey, you two! Water skins, give! Now!
Jillian pauses to fumble for that.
Yep. Reba's already...
I'm going to basically just ad hoc fit remove the poison spray, clip that to somewhere to store it, plug a water skin into the thing, and just start venting through the sprayer.
Technically, I'm going to give you this. It still won't stop it, but it can also slow it down. Druidcraft can snuff out a candle, a lantern, a torch, or a small campfire.
Which is why I was asking how large the fire was at that point.
Yeah,
it sounded like it was too large for that.
But you could do a part of it. It won't stop it, but it'll slow things down. And given how itching Jillian is, it's better to at least slow it down to give time for whatever needs to be done down there.
Yeah, in which case that's exactly what Reba will go ahead and do is start doing what she can to snuff out whatever.
Yeah.
Or at least slow the spread.
Yeah, you won't manage to put it out. It's too far gone for that. And Reba in particular is starting to feel bits of the floor starting to weaken, so you don't want to be standing on it for too much longer. I mean, particularly given you're also getting that on the other side, you've just had an awful lot of debris land on that floor. So this is all going to be kind of bad, but you've slowed it down some, and now your priority is get shit done and get gone. Hopefully with,
That's 3 water skins vented out the sprayer.
yeah.
Sprayer loaded
and
back in.
Yeah, it's
huffing
it's as good as you can get it at this point. So, I mean, you guys are watching. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry. You guys can stay there for a moment. While I get things at least a little bit set up here, but yeah, I mean, you guys are probably watching. You guys are probably watching Aloy faff in so far as is possible. And she's probably going to keep doing this up until somebody says, we don't have time for this.
We got it about it. We got it as good as we can get it. Let's get going. We got to get this quick because this floor ain't going to last much longer.
I'm not going to have any more water to use. Well, down the hole.
Okay. So now I can put you back because I've been doing rolls while this has been going on. So what you guys are getting at this stage of the game is and given that I know Jillian, it's probably Jillian who's down first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jillian,
Then Reba probably because
yeah.
Aloy's gonna come down with Muffin because if nothing else, Muffin is really heavy and probably not doing the floors any good. You guys come charging down into, there is, the first thing you see is weird ass looking machine that's currently still lit but seems to be dying down. That same red as the pile of growing crystals you can just see as a glow in that corner. There seems to be more down, which you can't really see, so all you guys see is hole down in that general direction. And in the dying light of whatever that thing was, 2 prone bodies. One adult male sized and one teenage girl size. You guys gave Cassie a thing to do.
Jillian runs up.
Okay. Who does she check first?
Checks the preacher first.
Preacher is not breathing. Preacher is not moving. Preacher has a char mark on his shirt. It doesn't seem to be from outside. Seems to be that the skin around about where his heart is just got so hot that it charred the fabric. So she did it.
She checks Cassie.
Cassie is also not breathing. Her neck is bent at something of an improbable angle.
Jillian kneels down beside her, kind of cradles her head into a mostly appropriate position, and then she intones rise up to try to revivify.
You made it just in time. You had literally a second or two. And you know it when she kind of... I mean, she starts breathing, for one thing, and the neck sort of a bit more supporting itself. But... And you guys... I mean, you didn't say you followed, so...
I was going to follow, but that Jillian doing a thing kind of didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Jillian
So
moves pretty
yeah,
fast.
you guys were heading in that general direction.
Yeah, well, and Reba ran over as Jillian was looking in on the preacher and saw to look in on Cassie, saw that she wasn't breathing, but then Jillian jumped in to do that, and Reba was like realizing the vibe and all, and was like, you know what? Gonna let her try.
Yeah, she sees it when Cassie...
Hence the jaw dropping, because it got through. So she's...
Yeah, I mean, obviously, still unconscious, but probably just as well, because this place is kind of hideous. The light from the machine dies out completely, but the crystals are still kind of glowing, and there's the occasional torch, and there's also from bits of ceiling fire, but there's probably more you guys need to look at down here.
Yeah. I'm going to I'm going to get over to...
Do you want to look at the machine? You might want to look at the machine.
Yeah, I do. I just want to head over to Jillian and Preacher and Cassie and check the Preacher myself.
So you'd be sort of over there. You'd be sort of over there. Muffin's gonna stick... Well, no, Muffin's gonna go the other side, because if Muffin started heading toward that pile of crystal alloy, I'm pretty sure we'd just be, no, Muffin, other way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Muffin basically set down to pick up Cassie to get clear of the building the minute we need to.
Okay, so
basically just sort of say, Muffin, stay near Cassie. Jillian, if you want her out, have Muffin take her and get clear. Just tell him to get clear with her, and you, Muffin, listen.
Yeah, okay, that's... So yeah, I mean, yeah, the Preacher looks surprisingly peaceful now, but all things considered, you can imagine that it was not that way. At least not... I mean, Aloy didn't quite get to see the state of Cassie's neck, but that whole thing must have been a
kerfuffle.
Yeah, basically, but
because I don't trust like a dead body. I'm pointing the cannon and looking like I'm about to shoot him in the face.
Reba literally just sees that and just...
Is the machine still rattling or glowing?
No.
etc.?
No, but it's still... I mean, it's still there.
Okay.
But
I'll check the rest after I make sure he stays down.
if you're... I'm not even going to make you roll. You basically blow a massive hole through his face. He is no more.
Jillian watches.
Then I'm going to go around and start examining the tech.
Give me an investigation check on the machine.
30.
Yeah, this thing was meant to channel energies. What it was channeling was the energy of... I mean, you see the reservoirs. Those were 4 bits of that hyper awful ghost rock. Given your intelligence, if now that you can feel the air, Reba anyway can feel that the air is now not dead anymore. She could call on the ancestors if she had to, and obviously the Lord wants his house cleaned, but Jillian, so Aloy is thinking, okay, wait a minute. So if I don't know how they channel this stuff, but if they found a way to channel this stuff, maybe we could stop that ghost rock over there from being a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around to see if there's any way to have it either forcibly reabsorb all the energy into it, so basically pull all the energy back in, or if there's a way to if doing that, to vent it out somewhere else into another dimension.
It's not a dimensional.
So
There's
no
there,
option there.
there's no dimensional option, and it wasn't meant to store.
So I can now, if I pull everything back, that's gonna be nope. That just sit right here. I can at least make it stop spreading further. Kind of want to see if I could fit this thing to just collapse into itself.
Can both of you make me religion checks? Y'all who are
Yes.
other directed.
It's either that
Reba can do Arcana check.
yeah, while they're making the checks, it's either that or I don't know, have something religious, stick it in there and
7.
mass dump
Yeah,
that
this
out everywhere.
is she cannot reconcile.
This is so beyond. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, for Jillian, this is second nature. She imbues her guns with the Holy Spirit. If one of those things that had the rock in it, if she imbued that with the Holy Spirit as much as she could, and if Reba called on whatever ancestors she did, then this thing that was pumping out the nasty would pump out something else, and you wouldn't have time to cleanse the whole area, but you'd at least have enough to destroy that growing lump of ghost rock.
Oh, imbue the rock that's currently in the machine.
No.
Oh.
The rock that was in the machine is sort of dust and gone, but just that holy light, kind of dump it into the reservoir that the crystal used to be in. I mean, you could do it with any material you want, but why not just do it with air? Because air is a material.
And pure at this point.
But you don't have much time.
So Reba's looking at the two of them, looking at the machine, looking really confused, like she's trying to find a connection, but it's just not there.
Jillian,
looking a lot more purposeful. She stands up.
Put Cassie on Muffin.
Yep, go.
Well, Muffin
get on too.
Yeah, Muffin by this point has already kind of nudged Cassie onto Muffin's back. But no, Jillian doesn't want Reba to get on Muffin. She's gonna need Reba too.
Reba.
What are you thinking? Because there's something, but it's not.
This thing vents energy, and that's about all I've managed. It vents energy. The only thing I can think of is
you and I can purify the town, or at least the hill, at the very least, hopefully the town.
We ain't got that kind of time. Can we at least get rid of that thing?
Yeah, that's what she means by the hill. But given now you're getting it. It's like, okay.
We're gonna fuel this up with ourselves.
Oomph, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, you start channeling. I'll find the on switch.
Yeah, with that roll, the on switch is pretty easy to find. I mean, it's I would like both of you to. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. We're just gonna do an epic thing. Although understand that once you get out of this, you are all taking a point of exhaustion, each and every one of you. But
yeah, Reba just opens. She's like done, and just like, you want it fueled? We're gonna fuel this fucker, and just opens like just all of it, just like
It's like, hello, ancestors. You put me here. Really need a help here.
yeah. Basically, it's like I'm here to be. You want to use me? Here you fucking go. And you hear her voice do that. And you're like,
Jillian, let's there be light.
And this is probably very... Aloy desperately wants to take notes and wants to get the maths, but she doesn't...
I'll deal with the math later. I'm pulling the lever, Crunk.
right
Put the lever at this angle.
Hopefully it's
Yep.
the right lever.
I'm not good. She got a 30 on the investigation. It's just the right lever. And yeah, the power of the Lord and the power of the ancestors fills the tanks in a largely invisible, intangible way. And after a moment of that, there is this pulse. It's a faint brightness, almost invisible, but not quite. The bits of ghost rock that you see in the various spots, that bright red nastiness, flare bright white and then fall to the ground like so much colored glass, shattered and by and large useless. And then a chunk of the church floor drops directly onto the machine, and
That!
you two kind of the power you're channeling has nowhere left to go, so it's just
Yeah,
I'm running over up and getting on.
Reba like drops to a knee, one knee on the and just boom, 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 like superhero pose, catches herself. Ow.
I'm gonna get on
Jillian
Muffin,
pulled-
make sure Cassie's secure. You two, come on, we have to go. We have to leave. This place is on fire.
Jillian pulls at Reba's shoulder with minimal actual strength.
Yeah. I'm all right. Just 2 seconds, and stands up slowly. Actually, no. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Up and up the stairs. Let's go. Let's go.
I would like Muffin to roll me Dex, please.
All right.
That's why I'm not asking for saves, because I know Muffin's complicated that way.
Yeah, I wanted to double check if it was Dex or if you wanted an athletics check.
I mean,
Because athletics there is.
well, either way, Muffin does manage with his precious cargo to stay on the more solid parts of floor, and while some fall down behind him, I'm not going to be mean to you guys, but you only barely get out of the church before it collapses into the hole that was the lab.
And okay, given that I'm next to Cassie and she's still mostly out of it, I'm going to pull the one healing potion I still have.
So yeah, you guys are through catching your breath. You see Aloy kind of force feeding. Christ, you guys probably don't even remember what the fuck that is.
Medical. Do not flip out.
Too damn tired for flip. Let's go home.
Cassie kind of...
At which point, when Reba realizes,
Morning, sunshine.
Mostly evening, but okay. Why?
That's
Looks-
something you're gonna have to ask Jillian.
Yeah, that's and as even as Aloy was saying that, she looks at Jillian. Why?
Why wouldn't I?
I don't think that's a conversation either of us have enough energy for.
Do you know if there's anyone still alive in town? Those two children.
There's a couple, but they're not gonna come out.
I think we all need to get back to
Go home. Let's go home.
All right.
base and at least thrash out, because as I know, you two just dumped. I don't even know how many gigahertz or gigajoules or whatever numerical
stairs
quantity
blank.
I'm guessing at here.
Reba just starts
into that
walking her
thing.
horse.
Yeah.
Like, saying all this. She's-
Yeah, you guys head back for the horses and you head back in the direction of the homestead. I don't think any of you have it in you to do anything but crash out in your usual spots.
Reba will, when she gets there, will, as much as she can muster, call out to Spot, just being like, "We won."
And well, Spot doesn't say anything. When she gets up to Brent's room and crashes out, the last thing she feels before she passes out is Spot curling up on her feet.
Jillian makes sure everyone else is able to make it inside before she goes out to the grave.
And I'm gonna help Cassie because I'm the most functional of this bunch, but not by much.
Cassie needs a minute, so it's just go lie down. Because when I said all of y'all, I meant all of y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go. Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, because that whole thing plus the coming back, that did also finish the last of what was up with her. So Jillian goes out to the grave.
She just walks. She just leans against the headstone. She sits down, looks down at the dirt.
Well, grass and forget-me-nots.
Yeah. Suppose it's over, but I don't know how to live in a world without you, Isaac.
It's a long moment's pause. And a certain amount of you made a choice. You have a responsibility now. Not just to something. Not 100%, you know. Jillian's not, I mean, she's not stupid, but she's not, intelligence is not her strongest suit. So the memories she comes up with are probably nudged. But they do involve the certain amounts of holy light that happened when Cassie shot at things. You do what you were put here to do. And you rejoin him when the time comes. Until then, you continue knowing that he is safe, redeemed. No more harm can come to him.
I know. Thank you. I'll 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 take care of Cassie.
You know it's more than that.
He's so young, but if
You are not much older.
I'll teach her what I can.
Learn from her as well. The best teachers always do.
Just stays there for a while.
Yeah, when Jillian is out of prayer mode, and if she's looking around, she will find Cassie sort of sitting a bit slumped on the porch steps, far enough away to not being, to not be intruding. But she knows what she knows, and she knows a conversation has to happen. But she's also obviously incredibly tired, but then so are you, so fuck it.
Jillian hobbles up, flops down beside her.
Do you hate me?
No.
Well, I guess if you had, I wouldn't be here.
Don't be foolish. Even I would have done that one way or the other.
I guess he chose well. Both of them.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
Feel like I should be telling you that.
I don't see why. I'm not really apologizing. I'm expressing regret. It couldn't have ended a better way. Even
I
if
suppose not.
he made peace and he got to help you. That was all he ever wanted. And he finally had a way to do it. That also set him properly free of that thing, of his sins, of not knowing that you were well. He'll know now.
Really? Yeah, he does now.
This is going to be the last time I'm at this house, isn't it?
It's very likely. Truth be told, I would have told your parents not to come back.
The town will live. You made it clean. And we still need a place like this. But I can't stay, can I? Not really.
There's a lot that it's not my place to tell you what to do, but half has been laid out.
What I have, Papa can't teach me.
No.
And I am needed the same way you all are.
That's right.
I don't think he would have let me come back if I hadn't been really needed.
That's very likely.
We'll have to go back to where the Reverend is. Let Papa and everybody know that they can come back and rebuild. No.
I was thinking that.
Mama's gonna be unthrilled.
I was going to worry more about your father, but
Papa'll understand. I think Papa's always known that of his children, I was gonna be the one who didn't stay. Maybe Greta too.
it'll be a hard thing, but you said you should have the chance to say goodbye to them.
I know. And we're all gonna need a day of rest, so I have time to say goodbye. At least I know you know how important that is. And you get a little more of that too. I think we have things to do out here, but we need to worry about what spread outside of here. Sorry, but we're gonna have to go back to your home. He said he left a problem. That'll be hard too, but
Well, you said we're not alone, are we?
nope. I think you and I are never going to be.
No. For what that's worth.
It's not comfortable, but it's not always comfortable, but it's weirdly comforting. It's like Ms. Reba. She has her path. We have ours. And Ms. Aloy makes her own.
Mm.
That's probably not very comforting sometimes.
It's still the right way to go.
Everybody has their way. I just wanted to be here because I know that I'm not the one you wanted to ride out with.
No, but doesn't mean You're the lesser of the two.
No, but I will try to do you proud.
Thank you.
I should probably go and get some sleep, but I did have a question. I mean, I think Mom and Dad probably wouldn't mind if you used their bed, but could I have my room back?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. There's, I put on the kettle and there's some leftover pie and some tea. If you wanted to sit over that, and I think there's still the rum under the sink.
Thank you, Cassie. You better get some sleep.
You too, eventually.
I will.
Gets up, hesitantly pats her on the shoulder, and then heads in.
Jillian, get a little bit of that food and drink, and then head
Thud.
upstairs eventually.
Yeah.
My heart.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just my heart. It's just like, oh god. Oh.
The face journey.
Yeah.
But I just can't help it. You guys are so invested. I'm just, oh my god.
And come morning, you guys smell breakfast. I mean, you guys sleep in, but you wake up to the smell of breakfast.
Bacon!
Yeah, in fact, bacon, waffles, coffee.
Reba very confusedly slowly comes downstairs, just sort of, okay, this is...
Cassie's making breakfast.
Jillian,
Well, damn.
not complaining.
The minute I detected it, I'd beeline. I'm sitting there at the table when Reba comes down going, bacon!
She was very, very excited about the bacon.
Yeah, I hear. Ow. Oh.
Well, you guys have done the cooking, and I'm not gonna be able to do this in this kitchen for very much longer. So I may as well enjoy it while I can.
In which case Reba's like confused because...
I have things that Papa can't teach me about.
Cassie's coming with us.
Okay.
Welcome to the Weird Sisters.
Okay. Fine.
Is that
Okay.
a Shakespeare thing?
A little bit.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Very
Okay.
pleased both by the bacon and the new recurring friend.
I'm gonna put your plates down, and then I'm gonna let you talk this out because you have face, and I'm sure that Miss Jillian can explain a little bit better. And I want to go out into the yard and collect some things, because if we're going, we've got to go see the Reverend about, talk to Mama and Papa and everything. And yeah, puts down plates, takes her own, and kind of yerm.
Before we start, I'm cool with it. Great. Okay. And if it's not my place to ask, that's fine too. But I'm going to ask anyway. Why?
To be fair, it's probably Aloy who remembers. Wait a minute, she shoots the way Jillian shoots.
I get it. You got an apprentice.
I'm
Oh, you got mini you.
I agree with the look now. I'm not entirely sure on all of the particulars, but she's been chosen. That much was made abundantly clear.
Well, all right
So the
then.
earlier statement of welcome to the Weird Sisters does in fact fit. Good.
Yes,
Okay.
Aloy.
No, that's totally fair. I mean, I kind of figured, but I wasn't sure totally. I wanted to hear it from you for no uncertain terms, and that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Yeah, no, if there's stuff her parents can't teach her and you can, by all means.
And it probably suddenly occurs to Reba that it's probably just as well she has the particulars, because somebody's going to have to help explain to her parents.
Yeah,
And
but
she also knows that Prudence is going to have a lot harder time with it than Louis.
yeah, just yeah, this is going to be fun to try to explain to mom and dad. Well, mom, really. I mean, you remember the blow up in the first place. I mean, it was only because it was coming from literally both of us, and you know what I mean by that. So, I think they might. Well, we both might have to talk to them, but they're probably gonna.
Likely, but well, Louis said he used to ride with the Reverend, so Prudence probably knows him as well, and hopefully he'll be able to help.
Well, and I mean, and just riding, with the Reverend. I mean, to put not too fine a point on it, you were a conduit for bringing her back. I mean, if she's gonna be safe with anybody other than them, it's gonna be you, and by extension, us. But
That's still not something we probably want to be bringing up on the casual with the family there, because they probably take that poorly.
Jillian just keeps eating.
yeah, Reba's not touching that. This is bacony bacon. And just sort of
In fact, very, very, very good waffles, by the way.
So we ride back the way we came. Don't feel a particular need for hard riding yet, but soon enough we need to go southwards. Arizona, where I come from.
What?
Isaac left something behind there.
And by the way you're saying it,
Nothing good.
you mean something. Gotcha. All right, we'll deal with it.
We will.
And, well, we'll probably need one last wind-down session to deal with y'all have an apprentice now, just because it's more fun to do that kind of shit in the actual game. Plus, give some time to set up the next chapter, actually, as in character. What we will say as we are approaching that time is that the next day or so is, because you guys desperately need to rest up, patch up some bits of damage that were done to the house, get the garden going. It's a lot easier to do that now. Cassie insists on collecting some fresh produce to take on the going to be a lot shorter ride back to the town at the edge of the wastes. And packs up our things, and after, sorry, no, go ahead.
And also clearing away the leftover from when we dealt with the frog dude, and any bits and pieces that were left from that. I just realized.
Yeah, just making it home again.
Yeah.
Cassie enjoys cooking in the place while she can. And after that, full day or so of chores, really. I mean, I'm assuming everybody sort of pitches in because Reba's help would be
Oh, yeah.
incredibly.
Oh yeah, she's all over the place and she's all over that garden and all over all the wildlife and or not wildlife, plant life. There's another
Yeah.
word. I'm sorry. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Flora.
Thank you. And just generally just making it as big and lush and as possible.
Yeah. And of course,
I mend what I
Aloy's.
can. I spend a couple of hours chasing Muffin around with the hammer because of the dent problem.
The Muffin.
And so much mending around the house.
Yeah, Muffin.
So much mending.
Muffin is not particularly good about the chasing around for dents, but it happens eventually.
just a yakety sax moment for Cassie to see.
And Jillian is no stranger to chores, and it's probably a little bit soothing after the week or so she's had. And at the end of, given the sheer amount of damage, is probably 2 days you guys wind up having to spend. But this still took less time than you thought it was going to, all things considered. You guys have a last hearty breakfast and hand of fate time. Yeah. Cassie sort of wanders out in a townward direction, as much to see if there's, if it's looking like rebuilding as anything else, and she comes back with a young but fairly well trained looking horse. There aren't a whole lot of people, but more will come. I left a sign nailed to the general store's door saying that they probably don't want to rebuild the church on that hill just to be on the safe side. I made up a legend about it being cursed, which I guess isn't really made up, but it's better to have an old legend. I'm very sorry I took the name of your people in vain. It's the only thing anybody'd believe.
She does not look happy about that in any way, but it coming from Cassie, she's also like,
yeah, there's the I'm really sorry. There was nothing else I could think of.
she on the one hand she's not happy, on the other hand she's like, I can't actually argue the point, so
And she does actually slide a bit of paper that shows what she wrote, and what she wrote was that it is sacred land, and anyone who trespasses on it is going to find themselves mauled by bears. She's still got that.
which point now Reba just she leans back in her chair a little bit, puts her head back, and just this laugh, my laugh, just comes out as well, all right, and there's just I ain't even mad.
I said it was sacred land, and that anybody who trespassed on it would get eaten by bears.
Well, it's effective.
Bears! She's good with bears. Who knows? Maybe when they actually name the town, it will be something bear related, as a direct response. I'll
again laughing character.
I'll say I'll suggest that to Papa.
And it's not like we won't come back around this way. It might be a while, but
I kind of hope it is.
yeah, it won't be soon.
Good. I think I need to get used to it not being home.
You will.
Yeah.
I know, but that takes time, and I like to have it. I guess Arizona's time.
Long while. There'll be one or two things along the way, I'm sure.
There always are.
Maybe even 5 or 6.
Mhm.
And the things I would give for an actual city being one of them, just so I could get Muffin a few better fittings. It's a little patchwork now, so.
We'll see what we can do.
You never know your luck. But, I mean, okay, I do.
And I'm never going to pry into that one because that math would make me crazy.
No, but all I'm going to say is you don't want the first one. They know you too well in the first one. The second,
Oh boy.
the second one, you'll probably be okay. So don't be impatient.
Yep. Sounds perfectly doable to me.
At which point, Reba's just looking at Aloy like, really?
When
That's-
I have this kind of a heads up, yes. The math
Well,
bears out.
Good on you.
Also, I packed some things. Your roots are starting to show. So, Mama keeps henna around the place. So we can do that before we go.
That's good.
And I can pack some extra.
You are I think, literal godsend.
Let's not make too much of a thing of that. That still weirds me out.
It was a point that had to be made. I can keep it down.
Pat, pat, pat.
Have some more bacon, Aloy. Love you.
And on that note, yeah, they pack up what needs packing. There's a reasonable amount of resupply as far as one can, and given that you've got muffin carrying capacity and frankly a small cart that can actually be hitched to Muffin now that you can go a direct route, Cassie insists on packing some of the produce from the accelerated garden, and probably knowing Reba, the nearby accelerated gardens, to bring to the Reverend, who, let's face it, has not been having, there's probably more now than there was before you guys left, but Reba didn't really have the time to work on their gardens. Maybe she will when you guys stop back. But after breakfast one morning, you head with Aloy's roots tended to, and as much as could reasonably be spared by the household packed up, and newest little apprentice of God's gunslinger on newly adopted horse head off towards the town at the edge of the wastes to finalize a few bits and pieces. And when we speak next week, we'll deal with that and decide, in and out of this particular game, what we do next.